Playboy is a magazine started by Hugh Hefner in the 1950s. In the 50s, times were changing, as people were becoming more affluent and traditionalists were becoming more bitter. The new type of music played by Elvis Presley, the perfect smile and frame Marilyn Monroe presented in movies, and the photos of beautiful women throughout the pages of Playboy all had some form of sex within them. The sexual allure carried by these different examples had one idea in mind: to sell to the consumer. From the first issue, Playboy could not stay on the shelves long enough. Everyone had been purchasing it. The number one selling magazine of Playboy was November 1972 with Pam Rawlings on the cover. Over 7.1 million covers were sold. Celebrities from all different types of fields have graced the pages of this magazine. Hugh Hefner was sold a man with a dream, and he followed it until he became successful. Hugh Hefner's net worth is over $45 million, and he spends most of his days in his humble abode with his playmates. The Playboy Bunny and Hugh Hefner have been an American sexual icon for over half a century. Let's take a look at an interview with the man himself.
Hi, I'm Diane Sora, and I'm here with Hugh Hefner tonight on the Nighttime News, interviewing him about the starting of Playboy magazine and his life history. Welcome, Hugh.
Very good to be here, Diane.
Before we start, Hugh, I must ask, do you go to the gym?
You know, ever since the 70s when I had the divorce with my second wife, I've been hitting the gym much more often. You see these biceps coming out of this robe? It's nice.
So, Hugh, how did you start your career?
Well, Diane, I was born in the city of Chicago, Illinois in 1926, and I always hated watching the Cubs lose, still waiting for that 100-year streak to end. And I've been using my mind to make great literature for the past half century. It's been working out pretty well.
So influential. So interesting.
Thank you.
So, Hugh, how did you start your career after you left Chicago?
After I graduated from the University of Illinois, I became a writer for a military magazine in the 1950s. And after that, I went to work for Esquire as a copywriter, but that didn't work out because they wouldn't give me my $5 raise.
Wow, that $5 must have meant a lot to you if you really quit your job after that.
Actually, after I quit my job, I actually got an $800 loan from my mom, Mrs. Hefner, God rest her soul, and that's how I actually started Playboy.
So how did you think of coming up with a magazine like Playboy?
Well, even while I was working at my other jobs at Esquire and such, I always thought in the back of my mind I could have my own company.
How did you come up with the name of Playboy?
Well, originally the name of Playboy was supposed to be Stag Party, but we were threatened to be sued by a men's magazine at the time called Stag. So me and my wife brainstormed for a while, and we came up with the name Playboy because that most appealed to sellers at the time.
Speaking of wives, are there any strong-willed, independent women in your life today?
There has been two officially, had a few kids with those two wives.
Officially?
Yes, but there's also been many other girlfriends over the years.
Girlfriends? That's interesting. Like multiple girlfriends?
Hey, you.
Hey, Diane. Diane, this is Candy. You guys know?
Well, it's Lauren.
Oh, trouble in paradise!
I'm sorry. You know, I'm just around so many beautiful women like yourself. Sometimes I lose track.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
I'm sorry, Lauren.
Can we go play?
I'll be back at the mansion later on.
Alright,
See you later.
see you.
Have a good time.
Well, Hugh, I'd like to put it on the record that I'm extremely jealous of all those girls. It seems like you have a lot of fun going on over there at that mansion.
It's not all fun and games at the Playboy house, Diane. Our magazine is just more than just beautiful women. We have a lot of talented writers and great journalists to make our magazine very well rounded.
So why do you think your magazine was such a success during the 1950s?
Well, during the 50s, sex was selling. For example, Elvis Presley, he moved his hips very much. And we took full advantage of the situation of Playboy and profited very well.
Since we're talking about the origin of your magazine, who was the first lucky lady to grace the cover of Playboy magazine?
Well, Diane, that was the beautiful Marilyn Monroe. She was a bombshell. I'll never forget that woman.
Am I as cute as Marilyn Monroe?
You're beautiful in your own way, honey.
I'm unforgettable.
In every way.
Aw. You mean that?
No.
So Hugh, when did that first issue come out?
First issue of Playboy came out the proudest month of my life, December 1953.
Wow, that must have been great. So, where did you get the idea from the bunny from?
Well, some artists at Playboy drew up the bunny because of its sexual connotation, playfulness, and friskiness. Kind of like Candy over there.
No, Lauren!
Oh. Hugh, what do you think is the most vital part of your magazine?
Well, I had to think about
Come
that.
on, you know your favorite parts when I'm on the magazine, please.
No Candy.
Lauren!
I definitely have to say the most important part of our magazine is the interview, the Playboy interviews that we have every month's issue. We've had many keynote speakers at the time, such as Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, John Lennon, and Yoko Ono.
Wow, that's a pretty impressive list of people. Any chance I got a shot at making next month's issue?
Well, Diane, you can be in the Playboy interview anytime. We have an opening for March, so if you're interested.
Oh, I'm there. Seems like you got a pretty fast-moving life. Do you plan on slowing down anytime soon?
Diane, I never plan on slowing down. I've been living this way my entire life, a go-getter, and I plan on going out that way. Remember, heroes get remembered, the legends never die.
Wow, what a great way to end this interview, Hugh. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Pleasure's all mine, Diane. Crystal, let's go!
Exploring!
Well, there you have it, folks. The life of Hugh Hefner and the history of Playboy. Thanks for watching, and look out for my interview next month in Playboy. I'm Diane Sawyer.